Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Math with Mr. W. And as you see, our topic today is decimal money. Last time we talked about the word infinite, and we were talking about things that were really, really big, but then I gave a job for the students to walk toward a wall, but only halfway, and see if they get to the wall. And if I said they did it 100 times, 1,000 times, well, an infinite number of times, will they ever reach the wall? And what happens there is they have to start thinking about numbers that are not big, but are really, really small. And that's what happens when we turn to the decimal. Now, the first time they see the decimal is when they talk about money. And money's easy for them to understand. If they start with $7, let's write one, $7.29. So you ask your students, please read what this says. And you ask the individual, you ask the class, read what it says. $7.29. Good, $7.29. Now you might ask them also, 29 cents. How many cents are in a dollar? And everybody may not know, or they may have to think about it a while to get the fact there's 100 cents in a dollar. But that's really, really important, because what you need to ask them next is if they know this is $7.29, if I drop the dollar sign and I write this, now what is it? And if someone raises their hand and says 7.29, they're wrong, because that doesn't tell you what these here mean. And that's what this thought's all about. This is the tenths place. This is the hundredths place. These are things that you should have already talked about. I'm sure you have in class. Tenths, hundredths, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. As we get a number that's smaller and smaller and smaller. But what I want them to understand is you can't just say 7.29. That's 7 and 29 hundredths. It's 7 and 29 hundredths. That's what it is. They need to be able to read that correctly. 7 and 29 hundredths. Okay, so, and if they're doing that correctly, when you next tell them, tell me what this is. $5.03. And they'll know it's $5.03. So, okay, what is it if I drop the dollar sign? And if someone says, again, 5.03, no, they're wrong. But if someone correctly says 5 and 3/100ths, they are correct. And that's what you're wanting them to say. You want them to read it the way it should be read. Look at these three numbers. You've got $6.30. You have 6 and 3/100ths, and you have 6 and 3/10. Have them not only read, have them write out what it says. Have them write it down. That's 6 and 3/100ths. 6 and 3/10. Then you might ask them, are all these somewhat the same? I mean, are these two here the same? And just, they've got to understand, here we go, number sense again. 3/100ths, 3/10. Is there a relationship between 30 hundredths and 3/10? Again, we haven't had reducing of fractions. We haven't had a lot of stuff that may get them there. But what you're doing is introducing something correctly, placing it into their heads correctly. And hopefully when it gets to third grade, they're going to go, oh, I see that. Boom. And they're off to the races. Now, then 2 thoughts I want to do is take this and write this down and ask them to write down what that is and walk around. Take a look at their papers. Don't tell them what it is. Walk around and see what they have. Now, hopefully, they've written down 5 and 9 thousandths. 5 and 9 thousandths. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Again, it's number sense. This is in the thousandths place. It's a small number. It's a tiny number, 9 thousandths. Okay, so again, we're working our way toward this 9 thousandths. But now what you have to do is finally ask them which one is bigger. Okay, so which one is bigger? So you put, and you write those 2 down and you ask them which is bigger. Now, some may say, well, 11 is bigger than 3. So that's got to be bigger. But let's read it. This says 11 what? 11 hundredths. This says what? 3 hundredths. It is bigger. So we know that 11 hundredths is bigger than 3 hundredths. So again, have them read it out loud to you. Make sure that they can read it, not just stare at it. Because remember, staring is not a strategy. I hope you enjoyed my little comment here. Reading, reading, reading. That's what I'm pushing. Have a great day. I hope you enjoy your year. And thanks for listening to Math with Mr. W.